What's up everyone? Today we're going to be reacting to JadeCap's $2.6 million payout. It is absolutely mind-boggling how he managed to do that, but fair play to him. He is a great trader, has been trading for 14 years and he is the world record payout holder. So we're going to take a look at his payout and sort of discuss how he managed to get that and hopefully take some lessons along the way. So here is JadeCap's amazing Twitter, and we can see, yep, he is a world record payout holder. Now let's go straight to the payout that he got, which is 2.5 million, 2.6 million if you round it up, from Apex Trader Funding. Now Apex is a futures prop firm, and look, he even proves it for all the haters that it's an actual, damn bro. That is crazy for one single payout, especially in the prop firm industry, for a retail trader as well, which is insane. And to be honest, I'm not too surprised that he got that because I've been following him for a while and he is a very consistent trader. You know, that's one thing that we can all learn from him, that he's extremely consistent. And it's not that he's just been trading for 1 year. Look, he's been trading for 14 years in the market, right? So that's one thing to learn, that it's not a get rich quick game. He's managed to get these amazing figures, but that's because he's been in the game for so long. He's very professional about his trading. But some of you may know that Apex Trader is a futures prop firm, which means that you pay for a challenge fee, you pass the challenge, and then you pay an activation fee. Okay, with this activation fee you then get to trade on the simulated live account. It doesn't actually become a live account at that point, it's just a simulated live account. So yeah, you get to trade on that. And the problem with Apex that a lot of people find is that they have a very strict, extremely strict rule with their consistency. So the consistency is a trailing drawdown, which means you could be up 3R and then hit BE and it counts as you losing 3% because you've lost 3% of unrealized gains, which they count as losing 3%. So it's kind of tough to navigate that. However, the trailing drawdown caps at the balance. So for example, say if you got a 2k trailing drawdown on a 50k account, when you get to 52,000, now your drawdown will become 50k, right? Because it will trail 2k. But then if you go 53,000, your drawdown won't go anymore because your drawdown is capped at the balance, which is the 50k if you're on the 50k account. That's just an example of it. But the way I've done some research here, and the way I've seen that these guys that get these crazy Apex payouts, how they manage to do that is because they basically go quite risky in the beginning because they know how to trade. For example, JadeCap, he knows how to trade, right? So he'll go very risky in the beginning, which means that he can build a buffer. This is what I think he does. This is what makes sense, right? And I've spoken to a few people and they know people that do this as well. But anyways, you risk a lot in the beginning once you got the account to instantly build that buffer. So say you hit a 4k trade off the bat and it doesn't come down and you now beat the buffer. Or if you even full port it, which some people do because they know how to trade. So what happens is there's a consistency rule of 30%. So they build a buffer, get rid of that buffer now. Now there's no more trailing drawdown. Now they can trade the account. But what the thing is, now there's a 30% consistency rule, which means that you cannot have your biggest trading day can't be more than 30% of your overall profit. Now say you get 10k in one trade. Now it's going to be hard for you to keep full porting it and get a payout, right? That's not the case. So what they do is then they switch to professional mode, which is they figure out how much balance they have. For example, say you're on 10k balance, then you're going to figure out this 10k can't be more than 30% of my total profit. So what you're going to do is then you're going to do 10,000 divided by 0.3, and that you get 33,333. So that is now the profit target you need to hit to be eligible for a payout on Apex. It's very complicated, but it's sort of high risk, but the reward is massive if you can beat that. Personally, it doesn't really work amazing to my strategy, but I'm still got a couple of Apex accounts which I'm working on. But anyways, for you guys, yeah, so now you're aiming for example, in this case, 33,333. But you got 10k. Now what you do is you risk according to this 10k to get to that 33,000. So for example, now I'll risk 2k per trade and I'll aim for, you know, 2R. So that's 4k per trade. So now you got 10k, you hit a dub, you're on 14k, and then gradually you'll go up to hit that $33,000 profit target, which means that you beat the consistency rule, and then you can withdraw that huge payout of, say, 33,000 if you want to take it all out, or if you want to leave a little bit in there. And that's basically how these guys do it. With Apex, it is congratulations to JadeCap for doing that. And yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. It's a good thing for the industry, because it's showing that, look, people, you don't have to go the hedge fund route straight away, and you can be a retail trader and still manage to make millions from trading, which is amazing. I've personally made 6 figures myself from prop firms, but seeing this is, you know, helping us get to the next level. So I hope you guys found some value from this video and figured out, if you've seen this on your Twitter, which you probably have if you're in the industry, how they do it. And that is pretty much what I believe is how they manage to get these payouts. So I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll react to more things and discuss more topics within the industry.